KJ, our next guest, one of the favourites, of course, in the AFL, one of the big names around footy, no doubt about it, Mal Brown. He was at lunch yesterday to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the E.J. Whitten Legends game when the big fella got up on stage, passed a couple of comments, and he is in all kinds of strife. But true to form, he's been good enough to stand up and say, well, I said that, and now I'll answer all the questions instead of going to hide somewhere.
I'll cop the music.
Joins us now. Mal, thanks for your time.
I don't know if that's Phil, is it? It sounds too intelligent to be KJ.
Yeah, 100% correct, Mal.
Now, Brownie, what have you done now?
Well, gee whiz, mate. It's been... when they asked me to get up and we were asking questions about 1995, about the first E.J. Whitten game, which of course is for prostate cancer, they asked us to recall and recount our experiences. Well, I recounted them that we couldn't find half of the boys that we wanted to play, and when we did find them, it turned out it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the lights went out. We only had 2 lots of lights, so we wouldn't have been able to see each other anyway. And well, it was just an in-house joke, and no, it was only 60 people there. Well, it's ended up, our Prime Minister, who's been a dickhead about once every 7 days for 4 weeks, has missed the front page over here.
Tell us what you think of Kevin Rudd.
Good of you to help him out, Mal.
Well, I get into trouble for being a dickhead once every 4 or 5 years, and he's been doing it weekly.
Now, Brownie, look, it shouldn't have been said. I know you personally, not big noting there, but how did you mean the actual comment to be taken? It was wrong, you shouldn't have said it, but how did you think...
Oh, we were joking. Look, everybody was there. I got up and they introduced me as Tubby or Fatty Brown, which Teddy Whitten always used to call me.
Yep.
And we were told to talk about 1995. Now, if you were being serious, the first game we had to end up bringing lights down from Sydney. So it was a total stuff-up and everything, and the Vics picked all our sides, and Curly used to go ballistic because we never got an input really into the teams or anything, and I was only being a smart-ass. And as my wife told me this morning, 15 times between 7 and 1 minute past that I'm a dickhead, and so that went over well. And I suppose I'm a dickhead because I didn't think my comments would be so inappropriately received, that they were insensitive. I've offended some people, which was never my intent to offend anyone. I was just taking the piss out of each other, to be quite honest with you.
And you've apologised for your comments, Brownie?
Well, I've commented. See, those comments I would have said genuinely in 1995. But in fact, I think I can recall we spoke about it because we couldn't find... I think it was Nicky or one of the boys. We couldn't find him, and we were trying to round the team up to get a team. And Curly will tell you all that. It was pretty hard. So the Vics basically picked all the players. They wanted to win because they always cheat, as you know. And consequently, I was just being a smart-ass and taking the piss out of the Victorians. That's what it really was. And it's backfired. And look, I have a fantastic relationship over many years with the Aboriginal boys from when I was a little kid in Darren. Buddy Franklin's hometown, and a lot of the Dick brothers are up that area, all the Dick boys that are playing, and the Garlets and the Riders are up at Bev. So, I mean, I've known all these boys and their grandfathers and fathers. So I don't think that they see me as being racist.
And you've coached Indigenous young men too?
Yeah, well, that's been a privilege to me. I mean, I get pretty... And I've noticed that Demetrio apparently has come out and made some scathing comments, but, I mean, I could be critical of the AFL by saying things like, we must have 12% of the total football players in 2014. I mean, well, what a lot of crap that is. If there's 21% of the good player, we'll have 21%. You don't have to make percentages and try and just do it to be politically correct. So... But young Aboriginal boys had to be taught disciplines. They had to be taught how to handle city life.
Yep.
And I found them marvellous. I found them exciting. I found they had flair. But I didn't treat them, not like in some other states, they look at them as if they're something different. I found them just the same as you and me, and if they didn't turn up for train, they got a kick in the bum, and if they did, they didn't. So I have the highest regard for... And I'm not pissing in people's pockets. I genuinely have always liked and loved watching the young kids play with their flair.
Well, that's a relief you're not doing it in anyone's pocket, Mal, I can tell you.
I would if I could get into Kenny's, because Christ, he was the worst umpire.
Well, I've confirmed that now. Curls says that regularly on the footy show. One of the worst, but of course Curls knocked him out, Mal. One of the blokes you missed. You'd like to have a crack though.
Well, I tell you, I never got a chance actually. I tried to line him up one day, and Curls said, "Leave him to me."
Now, in saying all of that, have you had any of the Indigenous people you know call you and say, "Mal, you fool"?
Well, look, they will. In fact, I'm not going to say any names, but a couple of blokes rang and said, "Look, this is taken out of context." But look, I accept that today we are so sensitive, we're so thin-skinned.
You can't say it.
You can't say those things at him. And my total comment was in jest. It was being a smart ass, having a joke, sharing it with all the other guys in the room, of which there were 60, of which there were 30 ex-players. So, and no one really took it harmfully. But there's so many journalists now, and one of them wanted to most probably get a write-up, and he's done a great job.
Front page of the Herald Sun, Brownie.
Oh, mate, I went out this morning to open the gate, and I have never seen so many vegetables in my life. They're stuck on my front with cameras and bloody journalists and all that. And I said to them, then, look, you can do an interview, but you're going to all have to do it to bloody get there, because I'll be losing my voice if I have to keep going like this.
It's unbelievable, mate. You can be a great footballer. All those years playing footy, say one thing and you get all the attention you would have liked playing footy.
Well, look, all I hope is that when I die, let the Aboriginals assess me. I'm happy to die when I do, and I hope it's a fair way from now, and let them make their judgment.
Oh, Mal, good of you to speak to us.
Yep, go on, Brownie. Good to talk to you again, Brownie.
See you, Judas.